ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Respected ones in Islam, we welcome you all to another section of our class on the book تلخيص صفة صلاة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من التكبير إلى التسليم كأنك تراها of الشيخ العلامة المحدث الفقيه محمد ناصر الدين ibn Nuh al-Albani. We ask Allah Ta'ala to have mercy upon him, and we also ask Allah to reward him abundantly for this tremendous effort. Today is the night of Friday, which is the 15th of Sha'ban, 1446 years after the migration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, which coincide with the 13th of February 2025 according to the Gregorian calendar. In our last class, we stopped at page number 27 according to my own copy. Inshallah, we're also going to continue from the same page. I ask Allah Ta'ala to grant us tawfiq in whatever we shall be learning. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ تَوَكَّلْتُ وَإِلَيْهِ أُنِيبُ. The author, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, Al-i'tidalu fi sujud, being settled in sujud. Being settled in sujud. How can a person be settled in sujud? And what is the ruling of being settled in sujud? This is what Ocean is going to discuss with us. The author said, وَيَجِبُ عَلَيْهِ أَنْ يَعْتَدِلَ فِي سُجُودِهِ. It is obligatory upon the one that is observing prayer to settle. It is obligatory upon him that is observing prayer. It is obligatory upon he that is observing prayer أن يعتدل في سجوده, that he settles in what? In his sujud. And how can he achieve that? He said, وَذَلِكَ بِأَنْ يَعْتَمِدَ فِيهِ اعتمادا متساويا على جميع أعضاء سجوده, and that is by resting equally على جميع أعضاء سجوده, on each of the limbs that touches the ground during what? His sujud. He should rest on them equally, such that one will not be down and the other will be what? Up. Do we understand? وَهِيَ الْجَبْهَةِ, and these limbs that touch the ground on sujood are al-jabha, to the forehead, wal-anfu, and the nose, ma'an, together. That means our forehead and our nose must touch the ground to what? Together. You see some persons in their sujood, it is only the forehead that is touching the ground, the nose is not touching the ground. This is a mistake. Wal-kaffan, and also wal-kaffan, the palms. Wal-rukbatan, the knees, وأطراف القدمين, and the toes of each foot. So these are the 7 limbs that should touch the ground during the sujood. And a person should relax on them equally while in sujood. This is actually obligatory. That means if you are not relaxing on them equally, you have committed sin. Because when they say something is obligatory, it means you have to what? You have to. وَمَنِ اعْتَدَلَ فِي سُجُودِهِ هَكَذَا, whoever settles in his sujood in this way, فَقَدْ اطْمَأَنَّ يَقِينًا, such person has attained with all forms of certainty. Such person with all forms of certainty has attained the required stillness. The required what? Stillness. In where? In sujood. وَالْإِطْمِئْنَانُ فِي السُّجُودِ رُكْنٌ أَيْضًا, and having certainty in sujood is a pillar also. That means if a person does his sujood haphazardly without certainty, he doesn't have that sujood. Because certainty in sujood is what? It's a pillar. And how can you achieve that? You can achieve that in the manner which we have just explained. Sheikh said, وَيَقُولُ فِيهِ, and he should say in his sujood position, سُبْحَانَ رَبِّيَ الْأَعْلَى ثَلَاثَ مَرَّاتٍ أَوْ أَكْثَرَ. You can say it 3 times or what? Or more than 3 times. But the scholar said, as for the Imam, it is advised that it should not exceed 9 because of the people that are praying behind it. I hope we understand this. وَيُسْتَحَبُّ أَنْ يُكْثِرَ الدُّعَاءَ فِيهِ, it is recommendable that it says a lot of supplications in where? In sujood. فَإِنَّهُ مَوْضِنَّةُ الْإِجَابَةِ, for verily it is the position of the acceptance of supplication. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ encouraged that we should make dua in our in our sujood. Ask Allah for what you want in this world and and hereafter. وَيَجْعَلُ سُجُودَهُ قَرِيبًا مِنْ رُكُوعِهِ فِي الطُّولِ كَمَا تَقَدَّمَ. It should make his sujood close to his ruku in length. كَمَا تَقَدَّمَ, as we have mentioned. وَيَجُوزُ السُّجُودُ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ, it is also permissible to prostrate on the ground directly without any barrier. Are we together? وَعَلَى حَائِلٍ بَيْنَهَا وَبَيْنَ الْجَبْهَةِ, and it is permissible for him to prostrate on a barrier between the ground and his forehead. What kind of barrier? The scholar said barrier is divided into 2. We have the one that is detached from a person's body, and we have the one that is connected to a person's body. The one that is permissible is the one that is detached from a person's body, like our mouth. It's a barrier between our forehead and and the ground. This sajjada that you use is a barrier between your forehead and and the ground. So you can actually prostrate on them. It's permissible because the Prophet ﷺ used to do that. But the one that is attached to your body, the scholar said it is makruh for you to prostrate on it. Like your Your tawban, like your tawban, and like women that are praying with their hijab. Like for them to spread their hijab and prostrate on it, this is makruh. Except when necessity necessitate. Like when the ground is is hot. I hope we understand this. Sheikh said, min thawbin, such as cloth, aw basab, carpet, aw hasir, or mat, aw nahwihi, or something similar to them. وَلَمْ يَقْرَأَ الْقُرْآنِ وَهُوَ سَاجِدٌ, it is not permissible for him that is praying. It is not permissible for he that is praying to actually recite the Quran in the in the position of sujood. So you cannot be in the sujood and be reciting Qul Huwa Allahu Ahad or any other surah or verses of the Quran. It is haram. If you do that, you have committed sin. Do we understand? The Prophet ﷺ warned against that. What the Prophet asked us to do in sujood is what? Is dua. We don't recite the Quran in both ruku and where? And sujood. Please let us take note of this. It's very important. Sheikh said alif tirash, sitting on the left foot. That's what they call alif tirash. Wal iqa'a, and al iqa'a bayna sajdatain, between the two prostrations. What's al iqa'a? The reason why I did not translate al iqa'a is because al iqa'a is divided into two. Are we getting it? We have al iqa'a, which means sitting on the heels. We have al iqa'a, which means sitting like dog. Are we getting the concept? When we say al iqa'a, it takes this both meaning. Sitting like this. This is what they call this also what? Al iqa'a. Are we together? Sitting like from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam regarding al iqa'a. One is permitting it, and the other one is what? Is prohibiting it. I hope you are getting the concept. Imam Abu Dawud and others reported in their Sunan that Tawus said, Qulna libni Abbasin, we said to Ibn Abbas that this al-iqa'a fi sujud al-qadamain, is it actually part of the deen? Is it part of salat? I hope you are getting it, because we used to see it as something that is not part of salat. Abdullah ibn Abbas said, Bal hiya sunnatu nabiyyikum, aw kama qala. He said, no, it is the sunnah of your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That means the Prophet used to sit like that. So there is also another hadith of Anas ibn Malik, and Imam Ahmad reported the hadith, and others. Anas ibn Malik said the Prophet sallallahu forbade us from al-iqa'a. So which of the iqa'a now? The scholar said that one that looks like the sitting of dog. That's the second one I did. That's the one that the Prophet actually what? But this one that is sitting on top of what? The eaves is permissible. Is the one that Abdullah ibn Abbas said, Bali hiya sunnatu nabiyyikum. I hope we understand. Sheikh said, takbir. وَهَذَا wajibun, this is obligatory. Meaning if he did not do it, he has omitted what? Wajib. And you know what will happen to him, bro? When you omit what? Wajib. وَيَرْفَعُ يَدَيْهِ أَحْيَانًا. Sometimes he should raise his hands. Sometimes he should what? Raise his hands. Meaning when you are rising from the what? The first sujood, sometimes you should what? Raise your hands. And it is when you are rising, as you are rising, that's when you say the word takbir. Not after you are what? You are rise. Are we together? ثُمَّ يَجْلِسُ مُطْمَئِنًّا. Then he should sit with calmness. حَتَّى يَرْجِعَ كُلُّ عَظْمٍ إِلَى مَوْضِعِهِ. Until all the limbs, until each of the limbs, will go back to what? Each normal position. وَهُوَ رُكْنٌ. This is what? A pillar. That means if you don't do it, that rakah is not what? It's not there. So it means that I cannot, when I rise from the ruku', from the first sujood like this, Allahu Akbar. If I rise like this, I cannot just rise like this and go back. That's the implication. You cannot just rise from sujood, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. You can see, despite the fact that I've sat down, but is there stillness? Is there calmness? I've not actually. Sheikh said, وَيَفْرُشُ رِجْلَهُ الْيُسْرَى. He should what? Lay his left foot. He should lay his what? Left foot. فَيَقْعُدَ عَلَيْهِ, and sit on it. This is my what? Left foot. He said you should lay it like this. And do what? Sit on it. Then when you sit on it, then you now do what? You slant this one. They call this what? Alif tirash. This is what they call alif tirash. Do we understand? So sometimes when the Prophet rises from the first sujood, he used to sit like this. فَإِبْنَ هَذَا Sheikh said, وَهَذَا وَاجِبٌ. This sitting is compulsory. It's not this method that he's talking about. This وَهَذَا وَاجِبٌ is not referring to this method that you lay your feet flat. It's referring to the sitting itself. It's the sitting that is wajib. Do we understand? But that method is what? This method is what? Is what? Is sunnah. Thank you. This method is sunnah. Good. وَيَنْصِبُ رِجْلَهُ الْيُمْنَى, and he should make his right foot upright. He should make the right foot what? Upright. Which one is our right foot? This is my right foot. Go. This is my what? Left foot. He said I should spread this one, sit on it, and make this one what? Upright. You see the way it's what? Upright. This is what they call what? Al-iftirash. I think it's clear. Now, Sheikh said, وَيَسْتَقْبِلُ بِأَصَابِعِهَا الْقِبْلَةِ, and he should make the toes of his right foot point towards what? Good. The toes of the right foot that is upright should be facing where? The Qibla direction. Do you understand? So you cannot see that there is problem if somebody sits like this. Are we getting it? Are the toes of the right foot facing Qibla? No. Because you understand the concept. So this is a mistake. There is no sitting like this in prayer. It's what? It's a mistake. The Prophet says, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. The Prophet never sat like this. Although, is it clear? Now, Sheikh said, وَيَجُوزُ الْإِقْعَاءُ أَحْيَانًا. It is permissible to sit upon his heels sometimes. So sometimes when you rise from the first sujood, this is my first sujood. Allahu Akbar. As I'm rising, sometimes I should sit like this. Do we understand? This is what they call al-iqa'a. So the sitting in between the two sujood has how many sittings? Has how many formats? 2. What's the first one? You lay your what? Left foot and sit on it. Then you make the right one upright. The second one is what? Sit on your ears. Are we together? Sheikh said, وَهُوَ أَنْ يَنْتَصِبَ عَلَىٰ عَقِبَيْهِ وَصُدُورِ قَدَمَيْهِ. It is for him to actually sit upon his. That's the meaning of وَصُدُورِ قَدَمَيْهِ. It is upon him to sit. يعني وَهُوَ أَنْ يَنْتَصِبَ. It is for him to sit. عَلُ فِي هَذِهِ الْجَلْسَةِ. And he should say in this sitting, Allahumma gfirli warhamni wajburni warfa'ni wa'afini warzuqni. Oh Allah, forgive me, have mercy upon me, wajburni, strengthen me, warfa'ni, raise my rank, wa'afini, pardon me, warzuqni, and what? Sustain me. Do we understand? وَإِنْ شَاءَ قَالْ, if he likes, he says, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي. وَيُطِيلُ هَذِهِ الْجَلْسَةِ حَتَّى تَكُونَ قَرِيبًا مِنْ سَجْدَتِهِ. He should prolong this sitting until it becomes close to what? His sujood. You know, that's what we said. We have explained this in our previous classes. So that means when you now rise from the ruku, the first sujood, Allahu Akbar, either you are sitting like this or you are sitting like this, what do you say? Rabbi gfirli, Rabbi gfirli. You can say this. Or Rabbi gfirli, warhamni, wajburni, warfa'ni, wa'afini, wamada. Before you now go to what? The second sujood. Sheikh said, as-sajdatu thaniya, the second sujood. Thumma yukabbir wujuban. Then he should say Allahu Akbar compulsorily. It is what? Wajib to say. You know, we have already said that the Allahu Akbar of navigation from one point to one position to the other is what? وَيَرْفَعُ يَدَيْهِ مَعَ هَذَا التَّكْبِيرِ أَحْيَانًا. Sometimes he should raise his hands along with this word, takbir, in the manner which we have explained, either to the ear level or to the what? And it could be before the takbir, after the takbir, and during what? وَيَسْجُدُ السَّجْدَةَ الثَّانِيَةَ وَهِيَ رُكْنٌ أَيْضًا. And he should prostrate the second time. This prostration, ruknun aidan, is also what? A pillar. Meaning if it is not there, that rakah is not what? It's not there. وَيَصْنَعُ فِيهَا مَا صَنَعَ الْأُولَى. And he should do in it what he did in the what? In the first one. What is that thing that he did in the first one? Subhana Rabbiya. And also he can make what? Supplication. Go. And also his hands should be in between what? The head. Go. Either at the ear level or the what? Jama, are we getting the message? What? Jalsatul istiraha. Sitting at rest. Sitting at what? Is it sunnah? Or it's not sunnah? I hope you are getting the concept. You know, there are some people who have the opinion that it's not sunnah. So at the end of this particular portion, we are going to know if it is sunnah or what? Or not. فَإِذَا رَفَعَ رَأْسَهُ مِنَ السَّجْدَةِ الثَّانِيَةِ. When he raised his head from the second word, sujood, وَعَرَادَ النُّهُوضَ إِلَى الرَّكَعَةِ الثَّانِيَةِ, and he intends to get up to the word, second rak'ah, كَبَّرَ وُجُوبًا. He should say what? Allahu Akbar compulsorily. وَيَرْفَعُ يَدَيْهِ أَحْيَانًا. And sometimes he should do what? He should raise his hand. Sometimes. That means it's not all the time. وَيَسْتَوِي قَبْلَ أَنْ يَنْهَضْ. And he should sit upright. قَبْلَ أَنْ يَنْهَضْ. Before standing up. He should sit what? Upright. Before what? Standing up. قَبْلَ أَنْ يَنْهَضَ قَاعِدًا. يعني ويستوي قبل أن ينعض قاعدا على رجله اليسرى. And he should sit upright on his left foot قبل أن ينهض, before he gets up. معتدلا حتى يرجع كل عظم إلى موضعه. ويستوي قبل أن ينهض قاعدا على رجله اليسرى معتدلا. And he should sit upright on his left foot before standing up. حتى يرجع كل عظم إلى موضعه, such that every limbs, joint will go back to what? Do you understand? I said it's not a smart sitting the way some of us do. It's a sitting of what? Comfort. Thank you. I love that expression. It's a sitting of comfort. So when you rise from the ruku, from the second sujood, Allahu Akbar, this is the second sujood. So you don't sit like this again. You sit what? Like this. Relax. You can see. And it's when you are rising, because the riwayah of Abu Dawud actually indicate that. That ثُمَّ كَبَّرَ ثُمَّ ثَنَى. You can see. Before he folded what? ثَنَى رِجْلَيْهِ. He folded what? ثَنَى رِجْلَهُ. He folded what? His leg. Do we understand? So, as you are rising from the ruku, the sujood, that's why you say what? Allahu Akbar. So you now sit down like this. Before you do, but some of us, this is how we do. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Wow. This is not just to this time.
Sorry. I can't do it with the imam and follow you. They don't know that you are going to take this ground. They not just go that.
And that's why the imam should be observing their imams. They should be observing what? Their imams. And this is why some of the imams used to say it after they have what? They have rise. They can say the takbir after that's why. That's is that as you are rising, that's when you say what? The takbir. But some imams used to say it after they are already set, because of the ma'mum, so that they will not rise up before them. But if you know that your imam is doing Jalsatul Istiraha, what do? You follow him, you do the same. So if you have, and most of the imams that lead us here now, they do Jalsatul Istiraha. So what do we do when imam says Allahu Akbar? Are we rising up? La. We will rise up by saying Allah Akbar and sit down. We will not get up. Do we understand? Because Jilsatul Istiraha is not a quick sitting that you just rise, you sit more, then you go down. You sit down. Let every joint what? Return to their normal position before you now do what? You rise up. I hope we understand this. We'll get there, inshallah. We'll get there.
What if the imam is not observing?
You are imam, you should not do it. If imam is not doing it, you should not do it. That's what the Sheikh Suleiman is saying. If the imam is not doing, you should not do it. Because the person should not contradict who? The imam.
Sometimes some of the imams they are already used to
They do it.
Sometimes
What they should get used to is the format of prayer of the Prophet ﷺ, the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And what is Sunnah, or what came from the Prophet ﷺ, Imam, is that you don't contradict God. The Imam. What's contradiction? Imam should not be standing while you are what? So when we pray, you see what? Do you understand the concept? May Allah continue to guide us. So yeah, there are some people who are of the opinion that Jilsatul Istiraha is not Sunnah. But guess what is correct is that it is Sunnah. We know the hadith of Abu Humayd as-Sa'idi, who went to meet some companions and he said he knows how to pray. He knows how the Prophet ﷺ prayed better than them. So they look at him and say, you that just came yesterday, you understand? Okay. Because these companions, they have been with Prophet ﷺ. They are older than him. So when he told them that he knows how the Prophet prayed better than them, they said, okay, no problem, come and do it. So he prayed, and he did it, he demonstrated it. While demonstrating it, he did Jilsatul Istiraha. After the prayer, the companions then said, Sadaqta. Akada kana Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yusalli. They said, you are spoken the truth. This is how the Prophet ﷺ used to pray. There were up to 12 companions there. Abu Hurairah was there. And none of them actually corrected him. None of them said, no, this Jilsatul Istiraha is not there. It was when the Prophet was sick that he did it. Do we understand? We also know the hadith of Malik ibn Huwairi. We read it here during our class on Al-Irshad ila ma'rifati ba'di ahkam al-adhan. Malik ibn Huwairi, he said they were young when they went to meet the Prophet ﷺ to learn the deen. The Prophet ﷺ taught them the deen. When they were about to go, the Prophet ﷺ told them that they should teach people how to what? Teach their people how to pray. So he said when he got to his town, he began to move mosque by mosque to teach them how. It wasn't time for prayer, but he would go there and observe prayer. You know, to teach them how to pray. While teaching them, he used to do Jilsatul Istiraha. And don't forget, he was a young boy. He was a young man, yani. Do you understand the concept? So this shows that Jilsatul Istiraha is not confined to sickness, it's not confined to what? Old age. It is the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فهمنا؟ الركعة الثانية, the second rak'ah. The second rak'ah. ثم يذهب معتمدا على الأرض بيديه المقبوضتين. Then he should get up معتمدا, supporting himself على الأرض, upon the ground, بيديه المقبوضتين, with his two hands folded, كما يقبضهما العاجين, as the one that is kneading dough used to fold what? You know, somebody that is apart from even though somebody that is using what do you call this thing? People that are turning amala. You know, there is this thing they used to use. What do you call it? Turning stick. So you see the way they hold that turning stick. How did they hold it? With their hand, what? Folded, isn't it? So that is how, if you want to rise from sujood, you should do what? You should fold your hand. Are we together? Meaning like this. It's not there is even issue here. Do you understand? Regarding folding the hands like this. Sheikh Mukbil ibn Hadi al-Wadi'i al-Yamani, in his Sifatu Salat al-Nabi, he established that the hadith that came regarding folding hands like this is not there. Al-Albani in Tamamul Minna, he exhausted discussion on this. He exhausted what? Discussion on this particular matter, indicating that the hadith is what? Is authentic. Do we understand? And alhamdulillah, this is part of the masail I discussed with Al-Qasim Otoro. Sheikh Al-Qasim Otoro said, Gaskiya, what is clear is that the hadith is authentic. But a person should do what? You can fold your hands like this. Why what? So if you like, you fold your hand. If you like, you leave it what? Anyone you do, there is no problem. Do we understand? إلى الركعة الثانية يعني ثم ينهض معتمدا عفوا ثم ينهض معتمدا على الأرض بيديه المقبوضتين. Then he should get supporting himself upon the ground with two hands folded كما يقبضهما العاجل, as the one kneading dough used to what? Fold his hands. إلى الركعة الثانية, to the second rak'ah, وهي ركن. This is what? Is it the folding that is a pillar or the rising up? وَيَصْنَعُ فِيهَا مَا صَنَعُ فِي الْأُولَى, and he should do in the second rak'ah what he did in the what? This particular portion indicates that Al-Albani is of the opinion that you recite Surah Al-Fatiha in what? 8 rak'ah. There are some of the scholars who have the opinion that you don't recite Surah Al-Fatiha in each of the rak'ah. Some said, if for instance you are observing Asri prayer, how many rak'ah do we have in Asri? So if you recite Surah Al-Fatiha in Greek, it suffices. Do we understand? But basically what is authentic is that you recite Surah Al-Fatiha in what? All the rak'ahs. قرأ بفاتحة الكتاب إلا أنه لا يقرأ الدعاء الاستفتاح, except that you will read dua al-istiftah in the what? In the second rak'ah. ويجعلها أقصر من الركعة الأولى ويجعلها أقصر من الركعة الأولى. It should make it shorter than the first rak'ah. The second rak'ah should be shorter than what? Likewise, everything in the second rak'ah should be shorter than that of what? Al-julusu li-tashawwud, sitting for the tashawwud. First tashawwud. The first tashawwud, they call it at-tashawwud al-awsat or at-tashawwud al-awwal. They call it the middle tashawwud or the first one. فَإِذَا فَرَجَ مِنَ الرَّكَعَةِ الثَّانِيَةِ, when he finished the second rak'ah, قَعَدَ لِلتَّشَوُّد, and he should sit for what? For tashawwud. Which tashawwud is that? The first one. وَهُوَ wajib, and this sitting, this tashawwud, this sitting and the adhkar in the sitting is wajib. Do we understand? وَيَجْلِسُ مُفْتَرِشًا كَمَا سَبَقَ بَيْنَ السَّجْدَتَيْنِ, he should sit upon his left leg. Do you understand? Laid flat. He should sit upon his left leg, laid what? Flat. While the right one is what? Upright. كَمَا سَبَقَ بَيْنَ السَّجْدَتَيْنِ, as you know, it has been previously explained. Or the iq'a now. The one that is haram, the one that the Prophet prohibited, and the one that is even what? Because where the Prophet did iq'a was the position in between, was when he was actually sitting in between what? The two sujood. وَيَضَعُ كَفَّهُ الْيُمْنَ عَلَى فَخِذِهِ, he should place his right palm ala fakhidhihi, on his what? Lap or thigh. Wa rukbatihi al-yumna, and his knee, his right knee. Are we together? He should face what? He should place this my right palm, and this my thigh. So his knee. You see, I'm placing it on my thigh and on my what? So you can either do it like this, or you catch the knee like this. Are we together? You can either do it like this, or you catch what? The knee. For him now? وَنِهَايَةُ مِرْفَقِهِ الْأَيْمَنَ عَلَى فَخِذِهِ لَا يَبْعُدْ عَنْهُ. And the edge of his elbow should be on his arm. It should not go, it should not extend beyond his thigh. Meaning this place now should not be like in this place. It should be where? The way I did it like this, where is my elbow? Where is it? It's on my, your elbow will be what? Far from what? Are we together? This position is very important. وَيَبْسُطُ كَفَّهُ الْيُسْرَى عَلَى فَخِذِهِ وَرُكْبَتِهِ الْيُسْرَى. And he should spread his left palm. He should place, his left palm on his left thigh and his left what? Knee. Like this. So you see that you do it like this. You can see is the edge. My nails are where? Are on my nails. So why the palm is on where? On the last. So you can either do it like this or you catch this place like this. Anyone you do is correct. Are we together? So now we have gotten how many methods? Eh? We have gotten how many methods? Two. Either you leave it like, consider there is problem.